reconnected and free. Find new paths. This podcast is your space for deep life lessons and raw reflections from an open-end world journey and a soul-led life. Hosted by Maya. Do you know this feeling of being exhausted, of just being tired and something is missing? Maybe you're not doing so much. Maybe you don't see how much you're really doing. At the end, you feel tired. And not just after a busy day in your bed way too late, but maybe right after waking up. Maybe in the middle of the day. Maybe at some point and you're maybe also angry of yourself. How can you be so tired? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me for not being able to do what my responsibilities are, what people tell me I need to do do whatever is expected from me. Why do I do so little and still feel so bad and exhausted? You know what? I can understand you being at this point, and I've been at this point several times of my life where I did little, but I felt so exhausted. And sometimes even now it's the case, but it got less and less. And what has changed? That's what we're going to talk about today. How you can feel more at ease, more peaceful, more happy, and especially more energized. So you can do more of what you think is needed from you, what makes you happy, or not even do more, but be more. And this is like the first and important point we're talking about. We won't focus on you doing more to feel better, but to simply be. You don't even have to be more of yourself, more of something certain, but it's about being more in the moment, being more present, and focusing on the state more than on focusing on actions and things to do. Because I can only repeat myself again and again, because this is like one of the most important lessons I've learned already, is that it's not about having something because of doing something, because of wait a second. It's the other way around. And it's not about a certain state you feel like, so being because of having because of doing. It's exactly the other way around. So we are focusing on being, so the direct way of happiness. Many people think they are happy because of what they've achieved in life, what other people honor them for, what certificates they have, what people told them their congratulations for, their congrats for, but about what you feel inside. And this is the one of the most important switching points. So we're not only focusing on being more happy today, because there are many things we can do, and we can also make it as simple as just be more. I could just tell you, for being happy, just be more present. And that's it. Be more grateful, that's it. But we want to dive deep. And we are today more focusing on the energetical part. So how can you feel like you have more strength? You feel lighter, brighter, you feel more happy, more aligned. How does that sound, huh? And I think on the right path is also bringing us directly the alignment. Because often, and this is exactly what has happened to me, often we feel tired because we're doing things that aren't ours. What do I mean with telling you that? So maybe you're currently living a life, but maybe just with this little feeling inside of you, or maybe the voice even got louder now, you know that something isn't right. Maybe it's your lifestyle, maybe it's your job, maybe it's where you're living, who you surround with, what you spend most of your time during your everyday life with. So what's your life? You can say like, what's your life? Does this really make you happy? Are you happy? Because sometimes we don't even see that something isn't going wrong. We think it's normal to be that tired, to be that exhausted. Or maybe we don't even allow ourselves to rest because we think we need to achieve more, we need to do certain things, fulfill others people's expectations. You know, these are patterns. Patterns from our childhood, maybe patterns because we in the end just want to be accepted or loved. So we are dependent on the outside, on people giving us what we need, people showing us and telling us we're worthy. But this can all truly just come from yourself. And this is like more resourceful when it comes from you. And it's long term because you're independent. Because in the end, you need nobody but yourself and working on yourself to be this independent, to be this happy just because you want to, like a switch. This is how it can be. So we're at this point, maybe you're at this point in your life where you don't see that something isn't going as it should be, that you could be more happy, that you could be more energized, because you can't remember being that energized the last time. Maybe it was when you were a child, because look at children, how much they are playing the whole day, how they are laughing and running and exploring, and they seem to have endless energy. Yeah, what happened? Because most of us got pressed in a system, pressed in a box to be a certain person, to have a certain life. Has a lot to do with the patterns, how we grew up, and so on, where we can look at. Yeah, but maybe already something else inside of you wants to tell you that this isn't your life and that you could feel more, that you can have more energy in your life for whatever you want to use it. For your family, friends, private life, for your hobby. Think about where you want to have more energy, where you want to put it, really want to put it. Not in a job to get more money, to get your chef to tell you that you did a great job, but where you really feel fulfilled, really feel happy because you put the energy inside of something, into something. Maybe already your body is telling you that something is wrong, that this isn't where you should be in life, that you could feel different, that you could have more energy, more happiness. So your body shows you it with being ill often, being having always certain things and symptoms that are always coming. And illnesses and symptoms aren't against us. They just want to make us recognize that something isn't as it should be. Because I believe, to be honest, that we all should be happy. We all can be happy. And we're just holding ourselves back because of some reasons. So the normal shouldn't be being tired the whole day long, being exhausted, feeling drained. Normal for me should be being happy, peaceful, in love, joyful, feeling uplifted, feeling bright, having energy, endless energy seeming. Of course, other emotions should get their space too. It's not about always being happy or pretending to be happy. And also we have still different energy types. People have, some people are introverted, some are extroverted, so they get the energy from different spaces. Some need more of this or that to be more energized. And some seem to have less energy, or maybe do have less energy because of their energy type or their age or something, you know? But I'm just talking about us, the state, to change the norm, to change what is normal for you. This is something important mindset shift that you can work on to say, okay, I don't want to be exhausted. My normal isn't being exhausted every day. My normal is a certain state of energy and happiness and peacefulness and calmness. And then, of course, sometimes I'm more happy, sometimes I'm more sad, sometimes I have more energy to do things, sometimes less. But you see, you make those curves and you're still referring to a certain level. But when your level is here instead of here, here, down here, of being exhausted, then you can only be like this happy, this energized, or even less energized. So the curves are another normal. So we want to push you on this new level of normal today. So the most important question also, to get into more the practical things and not the theory of, just be more present and just work on yourself and solve your patterns and so on, is what we can really do right now. Because in the end, it's about all the steps you take every day, some days more, some days less, to get to a new norm, to a new identity, to a new feeling with yourself. So what can you do to get more energy? This is actually something really personal, but I'm just giving you different ideas, and you can pick whatever suits for you. Whatever you feel like, okay, this resonates with me, I want to try this out, and then you can see what in the end works for you. Yeah, I think we should start with some basics. It's important to get enough sleep. Enough sleep means different things for different people, but it's for sure a certain amount of hours. I'm not an expert in that, but I think it depends on many factors. But maybe we can all agree on that when you just sleep 3 to 4 hours per night, every night, then this won't be good for your body, because when you're sleeping, your body is resting. You are getting your energy back, and processes are going on in your body, because your body itself, with the organs and everything working in itself, is never completely stopping, never completely sleeping. So it's just getting the rest it needs, your body. So it's about having a healthy length of sleep, and also not sleeping too much to get kind of this exhausted feeling. You probably know when you wake up and you feel like you haven't slept at all because you slept too long. Also, like that it's dark, maybe that it's silent in the room, that you just feel comfortable and safe. So sleep is way more about just laying down and sleeping for a few hours, but about everything around. How, as I said, safe you feel, how good you feel. If you go stressed in your bed, have you ever recognized that when you go to sleep and you're still fighting with someone, have a disagreement, when you just kind of feel angry, or something about the day is still bothering you, and you're getting in this downwards spiral, and then you overthink, and then you can't really sleep, or you wake up often, and this is something that is draining your energy, so you have less energy. It's important, I think, also what we do before we get to sleep. Maybe you can evolve your own ritual of screen time. Screen time is a big thing about energy also at night, but yeah, also during the day. So maybe some hours before you go to sleep, you don't use screens anymore as long as possible, because they keep you unnaturally awake, even though it's dark outside. You can put best your mobile devices just far away, so it doesn't disturb your sleep. Maybe you meditate before going to sleep. Maybe this is also really nice to just, when you're in bed, do a body scan, or to use your muscles, like contracting, I think is the word, certain muscles in your body for a few seconds and then let go. And this is really, can really be relieving. You could also play your day once in your head and just go through everything, see what you felt like, what your day was like, maybe also what was your favorite moment, what was really great, where are you proud of yourself, what are you grateful for today. To get back into the gratitude also makes you really happy, can make you more calm. Yeah, whatever it is, these are just some ideas of a ritual you can invent for yourself that maybe can evolve. It can be 15-20 minutes long. It can just be a body scan of 2 minutes to calm you down, to work with your body and your mind and also your soul together, to align it, to get more calm. Maybe this can also help. Yeah, and another point of energy is definitely the morning. Not screen time directly in the morning, not maybe just rushing out of bed and directly heading into your day, so you are more stressful. We want to keep the stress, like the bad stress, because they are like, it's like good and bad stress. We want to keep the bad stress as low as possible, so that, yeah, you only use stress when you really want to have more energy, a little push in a certain moment, I think, and not energy, not a stress kind of that is like pushing you badly, when you're like always get pushed into survival mode and you don't feel good. And yeah, this can already happen in the morning. So if you have the time to wake up 5 to 10 minutes earlier, maybe in the beginning, and just use the time to lay in bed, to feel like, okay, what has happened tonight? Can I remember my dreams? How did I sleep? What's happening today? What I'm grateful for? Maybe before you go into what's happening today, to prepare yourself, stay with what you're grateful for, to name or write down even 3 things that makes you more happy, more calm. And gratitude is such an important tool. Maybe meditate then, maybe journal a bit, to just slowly get from the sleeping world into the waking world, from everything that's also expected from you during the day. Yeah, because shortly before sleeping and after sleeping, we're still really connected. It's a kind of spiritual space, I call it. And this is where you can also receive ideas and where things easily get into your subconscious. So you should really be careful what is influencing you during that time. Also, as I said, of course, the mobile devices in general, they can stress ourselves also with social media, how it makes us feel. And in the end of the day, do you remember all the times you looked into your screen and you scrolled, or you did something on your mobile device? Or do you remember the moments where you were in nature, where you grounded, where you saw a special flower or animal, where you saw a loved one, where you spent time with friends and or family, where something in real life happened? So we can really shift a lot of things when we don't so much focus on our mobile device, so keep them at a minimum, but focus more time in real life. Then another important point is, of course, the food. What are you consuming, not only screen-wise and influence-wise? Influence also can be next to social media, can be television, can be other people and so on. So are they like taking your energy because you focus on negative news, you focus on things going wrong, or others make you focus on that? Because focus is really, you say, where focus goes, energy flows. And this is how you can shift your whole life. with focusing on a certain thing, on a certain goal, on a certain vision you have, on gratitude. When you focus on gratitude, you are more happy, and then you will attract those things you're focusing on. You are getting yourself in a state, and you can focus on your vision, on your goals, and on gratitude. So you're getting whatever you wish for, and you're more happy. Or you can focus on everything that's going wrong in this world, on negativity, on things that won't be happening for you anyways, or on things going bad, and then you will attract more of these bad things. More of these bad situations will happen and will be quite exhausting. So, what are you focusing on? What is influencing you? We are also really influenced by the food we are consuming, as I wanted to tell you. And even though I'm vegan and I really love being vegan and I can really recommend that, and I think it's a great kind of lifestyle to be aligned with everything surrounding me. And for me personally, it's the best kind of way to live. And of course, I'm talking to people why they are vegan, why they are not vegan, and have conversations, and also inform people, because many people aren't informed about veganism, why it is really crucial and bad for animals if we consume them directly or indirectly. But the whole point is that I've learned in the past few months, actually, that we are on travels now, that I can't push other people into my perspective and just tell everyone to be vegan, because I've just heard that some people's bodies can't really work with not having specific um, nutrients and specific things they need. So body wise, it can maybe be not the best decision. People told me, or yeah, because of allergies and so on. So we are all different. So we maybe all need different things. What we should agree on, in my opinion, is that even though some people are convinced they need animals and animal products, maybe it's not about consuming them every day and doing the real crucial stuff. So we should all get into another norm of beings and valuing other beings. But plant-based can give you, in my experience, more energy than always eating animal products. Maybe sometimes it's also not just about this kind of animal vegan bubble that I had to just open right now because I'm really passionate about it. But maybe it's just sometimes about eating more vegetables and fruits. Vegetables and fruits can give us so much energies. You have to look that you have enough minerals. Minerals is especially important when you sweat a lot. On travels here, on travels we have the great plus point, I'd say, that we have fresh coconuts, which are giving like a lot of minerals and electrolytes that we need. But also you can just squeeze out a lime, mix with a little bit of salt, or you can just put more salt into your water, or you eat watermelon, or in the end electrolytes, as you can buy them in a pharmacy. So this is something we might be lacking on, and this is why we can be exhausted. Some people are maybe exhausted because they have not enough iron or different nutrients. We don't necessarily feel that in the moment, but sometimes a blood test can be good, or to experience a little bit around it. So as you can see, we can do a lot really with the nutritions, with what we are eating. This is something I've experienced too. I felt really exhausted most of the time in my life, and I changed where I lived, for example. I've changed my job. I've changed my mindset. I've changed, oh, what else did I change? Hey, I changed what I eat. For example, not eating um, milk products changed everything for me and for my stomach especially. Uh, there was an amazing one actually, which makes sense when you know the backgrounds of the milk industry and what milk does to your body and milk products. Um, yeah, so these are like the basic things that directly come into my mind. What I've changed after being exhausted for years, many years, and I've always changed a little something because it's not about changing your life from one day to the other. Because then, with the yo yo effect, you maybe get pushed back and maybe even further away, maybe even more unhealthy than before. But maybe to just try out, maybe to be playful with it, to try something new out, a little switch maybe, to change something, and then the next thing step by step. It can be good when you start with another person, when you have someone by your side who is willing to change something too, maybe to be someone who's more experienced than you are or has some advices for you personally from time to time. Yeah, that all can change. That all can really help. And such a buddy is also nice for another point that just came into my mind. Of course, it's about not only your physical well being with eating and sleeping, but also about how tired is your body at the end of the day. And this has to do with us doing sport. How much are you moving every day? Because many people are nowadays not moving a lot at all. They are just sitting at a desk the whole day and just having some steps they are doing per day. And I can understand this in this modern world, but I'm convinced that this isn't healthy at all. Remember how back in the days, especially men, had to walk so many kilometers and were hunting or were out and about, and now nothing. And our body is also made for for being really out and about and being exhausted. So it can help to, from time to time, move more, however it's possible in your everyday life. But I think we can, sometimes it's just the little things, we just want to keep it easy. So instead of, for example, what I did in Kuala Lumpur, not taking, oh, English words, um, the elevator, or where you stay on the steps and then they go up or down. um, yeah, instead of them, just take the stairs sometimes, maybe just sometimes, or instead of parking directly in front of your workplace or the supermarket, just park a little further at the parking lot, at the parking place, and then walk the few meters. This is like, it doesn't sound like much, but it can be much. It can add on. It can summarize itself to a big amount, and you'll get used to it. Because once you start doing it and it feels good, at a certain point it's a habit, and then you want to do it again or do it more, and then it's easy, it's nice for you. And also with the sport is especially great for you when you spend more time in nature, when you go hiking, for example, or just doing whatever sport, or just walking outside. It doesn't always have to be like running somewhere or being totally exhausted, but walking can be pretty good too. So you just, yeah, it's about being outside, and there's a different kind of air. Often there's also this problem, this challenge with us being inside in a room for a long time, and then, yeah, the air gets bad, so there's less oxygen. And when there's less oxygen, we feel more tired, and that's when, yeah, some people are just like, okay, I just open the window for a few minutes, and yet then it can be better, but needs to be longer somewhere with great air. Plants are giving us such a great air, and when you're then also moving where the great air is with the plants, this can be really magical and really helpful. Remember how different you got into bed and slept and woke up after a day maybe of hiking, whole day in nature, enjoying maybe even with family or friends, compared to spending your whole time, the whole day in an office. That's a huge difference. So as always, nature is gifting us so much we can work with, what can give us more energy, even being surrounded by plants, even being doing grounding somewhere in nature is so helpful to come back to ourselves, because sometimes even energy is lost in other places. It's lost to activities, to places where we are but we don't want to be by our heart, and maybe sometimes even to the energy is lost to other people or to the past. And we are here to get our energy back to ourselves, to our true selves, so it's not stuck anymore. This is like one opportunity, a possibility. You cannot just, as we talked about before, get new energy from doing things or from changing some habits, activities, and so on. But sometimes it's all about also the inner work to get energy back that is stuck at certain places or certain timelines in your past. And this is what I also really worked on when I was in Germany this February, back in Germany. There, I also didn't have so much energy, and I did a lot of inner work. And Laura Marlina Seiler, she does it in German, she does everything in German, but she has like a great podcast episode where she's giving affirmations where you can that you speak out loud, so you get back your energy wherever and whenever it's stuck. And I think that's a great idea, not only just this podcast episode from her, but also in general to work more with affirmation, positive affirmations, to get yourself in a better state, and also to get your energy back, you know. So state is something really important to have a look at. To also, maybe you can reflect after this podcast episode on a level from, let's say, 0 to 10, how much energy you right now have and how much energy you have on a daily base. And then you can change a little things in your everyday life and see when you every day do the scale, how it changes. And then what you can write down in your diary, maybe, okay, this is what I did today and my energy level was this, or after this certain activity I had this kind of energy level. And then you can just see and analyze what gives you energy, and maybe also what is taking your energy, because you have a certain amount of resources, a certain amount of energy, and it's up to you to not let anyone or anything steal your energy. And it's also about getting your energy also on top from everything we've talked about today. And I want to end this podcast episode with something really important about energy, and that really has changed a lot while traveling, while especially traveling as a group. So energy level can also be set as a capacity level. So how much energy you have left and how you feel, and so we make an analysis how to continue, how's everyone feeling and how we can continue this day. This is what I've learned from my beautiful Annemarie. I love her so much, my best friend. She taught me so much, especially while traveling together last, it was a long time. End of November, it's December, start of January. We spent a lot of time together and did a lot of inner work. I can give you a lot of advices and things that I've learned from her. So we invented and evolved. We evolved her idea of the capacity check-in. So it was her and my boyfriend and me traveling, and every time we transition. So I'm just explaining this, and you can take whatever resonates with you, whatever you want to try out. So every time we transitioned from a place. For example, on a travel moving day, before we leave the hostel, get into a bus somewhere, before we go eat somewhere, or just when we feel that it's needed, we say, okay, let's do a capacity check-in, and then we, because it was the three of us, were standing like some kind of triangle, and yeah, it was everyone's turn to answer certain questions, like to say what's your capacity level was the first one, from 0 to 5. 0 would be dead, so hopefully you're at least at a 0.5. And then the 5 is the highest, so you tell where's your capacity. With the numbers, we can all understand better. And then you tell what you feel right now and what you need. So maybe what was often the case, my capacity was at 2, or even let's say it was at 1, so it was really bad, and I was hungry and I was tired and I got a bad mood from that. And then let's say the other ones had a capacity of 3.5 or 4, so they had more energy left, and they also maybe wanted to eat, or let's say to eat, but they still had capacity to find a place to eat and to order and so on. And then we played another little game where the two who had more capacity helped the one who has less capacity to manage and organize some things, to get the food, to transition, whatever. So yeah, it's a nice method, this capacity check-in, to work better as a group. Because what would happen if we don't, as a group, check in together? Then maybe someone gets moody. Then maybe a fight is coming, or a disagreement. Then things go wrong. Because what do you attract when you're in with low energy? Yeah, low energy, more things going wrong, and you feel so punished and bad. And this doesn't have to be like this. So we are at the right time, stopping, checking in, and seeing, okay, what's there. And maybe also for ourselves, maybe you sometimes can do this check-in because you don't even feel yourself that much, because of you've trained yourself like that. Maybe that's a pattern of yours. Maybe it's because of you think you have to do certain tasks now, and you can't allow yourself to go and take what is needed, to look at your needs and fulfill them. So to just check in from time to time, maybe with eyes closed, deep breaths, 3 deep breaths, and then feel into your body and your heart what is needed. Actually, for the end of this episode, let's do this now together. I just want to close before we're starting with the task that you can get way more energy and live way easier, and it's up to you. You can work on that, and I'm sure you're getting wherever you want to, and have energy for whatever you'd love to do more, just to be more. So let's do a capacity check-in now together at the end of this beautiful and hopefully helpful podcast episode. Find a moment and a place where you can rest for at least 2 minutes now. And then close your eyes. Settle into the current moment, to yourself and your body. Let's breathe together to be even more calm and relaxed. 3 deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now just feel into your body. How does your body right now feel? Does it feel heavy? or light? Does it hurt somewhere? Do you feel pain? What is here right now, just in this moment? What about your thoughts? Are there many thoughts? Are they spiraling? Or is your mind calm and sorted? Now lay your hands on your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel what is there in your heart. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? If possible, speak it out loudly so you can feel your answer even more. What do I need right now? Accept whatever answer is coming, not judging it. And when there's no answer, it's fine too, because right now we're calming down and getting energy just because we are focusing on ourselves, on this present moment we are in. Stay in this moment for one more moment with your hand on your heart and thank yourself. Thank yourself that you've listened to this podcast episode because you want to be more energized, because you deserve to be more energized and more at ease. Thank yourself that you did this practice, that you have now another tool, and you can feel more calm now. Thank you for being here. I also, me Maya, appreciate you being here, doing the work, and being connected to your true self and heart right now. If you want to stay one more moment here, then do so. Remember at some point to breathe deeply and open your eyes to take some time to get back to the current moment and to do whatever is needed right now. If you can, to do whatever you would enjoy most now and work with what you've heard that is needed. So stay here or get out of the moment to do whatever. You can always come back to this safe place. All I have to say now to end this podcast episode is thank you. Thank you for doing this work, for changing not only your energy, but also the energy of your surroundings and this whole world's energetic bubble. Thank you for your work and thank you for just being. Thank you for being here. This podcast accompanies you through big changes, life's questions, and the beauty of finding your own way. What touched your heart today? Share your thoughts in the comments. You want daily insights, travel life, and direct learnings? Follow me on Instagram. You'll find all the links in the show notes. Keep walking your path. Much love, Maya.